Welcome to Socially Unfiltered,
That's the sleaziest tactic I have ever heard.
I cannot believe they would say that to you.
an open discussion all about social media, entrepreneurship, pop culture, and everything in between.
We're just some DIY girlies.
It costs $0 to support your friends.
You'll go on deep dives and doom scrolls with your hosts, Lex and V, to uncover the stories behind the headlines and look at everything through an unfiltered lens.
I want to relive the 2000s.
Not the trauma dumping on a Monday.
So grab a drink and get ready for a lot of yapping. Don't worry, there's no quiz at the end.
Strategy is such a buzzword.
English isn't my first language, so that's my excuse.
This is the Socially Unfiltered podcast.
Wait, you know the TikTok audio that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Literally how I feel.
Oh, what the fuck?
Here he is.
Just
Right on
in
cue,
time.
baby.
Isn't
Right
it
on
funny we
cue.
talk for an hour and as soon as we hit record, Benny knows. Like
just
he's literally
knows.
he's a child star.
He's very intuitive.
He's Wait, I actually
Right
do
on
really
cue.
want to do an animal communicator.
Oh my god, I know. Well, I guess she does it.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, you can bring your animals in and I'll do it. Benny would just be like, I love my mom, I love my dad.
I know. I feel like I know
wanna
exactly.
swim more.
Yeah. I feel like I know exactly what they would say, but I just want to hear it to like validate that I really truly can
Yes.
understand my dogs and
Like,
their
do you like
needs.
your food enough? Like,
Yeah.
does anything hurt?
No, our dogs would be like, "No, we don't like our food. That's why we try to
Right.
eat yours." That's why we expect a
Literally.
mini plate of whatever you guys are having for dinner.
Correct. I know. I keep seeing like ads for the farmer's dog and I like really want to do it, but it's like, which I get in retrospect, like $400 a month is not bad for
Yeah.
feeding your dog like good food that's going to make them live longer. But it's
Right.
just like, it's so unreasonable, I feel, for so many people to afford that. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's why we made food for a really long time. I don't have to anymore because Nugs has gotten a little bit better with a mix of different, like, not medications, but like supplements that he takes. And then also, we moved, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's a real thing. Like, he was allergic to different things outside than he
mhm.
is at the outside of this house.
Yeah,
And he just has not had as bad of stomach problems since we
that's so
moved here. So
nice.
I
Maybe I
slowly
need to
stopped.
move.
Yeah, no, literally. The poison ivy.
Oh my
Hopefully
god.
somewhere without poison ivy.
Dude, literally my hand, you can still see where it was. Because
That's
it's
so
like
weird.
the
It's like a
skin's like finally coming back, but you can see the white or the red. It's so weird.
weird.
Any whoosies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. One day when we're rich, when we have all the money, we're gonna
Yes.
feed you raw. You're gonna
Mhm.
get steak and you're gonna get a chicken leg. And
Mhm.
get
Our poor dogs, like, haven't had real meat in so long, like, because I don't really buy actual meat for our house because Ethan doesn't eat meat at all, and I don't really eat meat at home. So
Mhm.
because everything we make at home, like, is vegetarian, they aren't as interested in it as when it was, like, real
True.
chicken.
True.
So, like, our poor dogs are like I mean, their food obviously is
Yeah.
made for them, but
Well, so
poor
you're
dog.
fixing your gut lining, aren't you? That
I
makes
mean, I guess unintentionally I am. I didn't know that was a benefit of it, but yeah, apparently.
That's funny.
It just seems like there should be like, I don't know, a treatment or a medication to do that, not just, oh, sleep better and eat healthy. Like, I'm trying my best.
No, I'm trying so hard. I also think I have, like, cortisol issues probably.
Yeah.
Don't we fucking all? Just add it to the list of
Mhm.
shit I need to worry about.
Yeah. I know. I feel like we start every episode. Probably sound like hypochondriac. Every episode starts with like, what's wrong with one of
Last week, my eyeballs were red. I was having a reaction. This week,
Mhm.
I'm having a reaction to onions and garlic, and like, what's it
Never
gonna
forget the
be?
poison ivy.
I'm like, am I just speaking all this into existence? Am I manifesting even more? Like,
Probably.
I
Just
have
kidding.
no issues. I'm
No,
I'm so healthy.
I'm completely healthy.
Nothing is wrong.
I
I'm
really
not
feel like that works sometimes.
Yeah, I'm trying to be in a really like a state of delusion like I've never been before.
I'm there.
Look at his face.
I'm just mushy, mom.
Oh my god. Why does he always have to do this right when we record? Ew, your breath. Okay, anyway, let's get into this fucking episode, shall we? I feel like we've been so ADHD.
I was not expecting that. Wait, why did you say I need to know why you said it like that, because I feel like there's a couple different reasons for where that voice comes from, and I feel like it's not the same place that I think that voice is funny from. Or did you just like, was that just something that you said? Like, is that a voice that you've tell me why you just said that.
What are you thinking? What?
There's a show on Netflix and it's called Big Mouth, and it's
Oh my
like
god, yeah, that's where I'm getting. That's why
okay,
I said it that way.
and I
Yeah.
just thought there was no way that you had seen that or that was where that was from.
Okay, fun
Why
fact.
won't you
For the
fucking
longest
love
time,
me? Oh my god, it's so funny.
wait, for the
Bring it.
longest time, Mark and I could never agree on like what to watch because we like different things. Like he wants to
Mhm.
watch real documentaries. I want to watch fake shit or like
Yeah.
whatever gore. And
Mhm.
we could never decide what to watch. So we just watched Big Mouth. Like that's
No, Big
literally like
Mouth
so
for
funny.
real is the one of the funniest shows ever, literally ever made, I swear. And I don't normally find like body humor like that funny. I fucking love Big Mouth so much.
It's
I
so
literally
weird, but it's so yes, I we haven't watched it in so long, but it's clearly still instilled in me. Like,
oh yeah, I think a new season just came out like this year. Like
oh
they're
my god.
definitely actively still making new seasons. I
Oh,
think I've watched
100%.
it, but the first 2 seasons, like I swear, oh, that is so funny. Lola.
Holy shit.
How oh my god, how we never talked about that. I
I
thought for
don't
sure
know.
there
That
was
was
no way
hilarious.
you had ever watched that show because I feel like it's such a weird and random show.
It is, but it's literally
It
the
is.
only one that Mark and I were like, "This is fucking hilarious," and we just watched it together.
It is
Uh,
so funny.
I know. Oh my
Love
god, that
that.
was hilarious. Why did you
That was
just
a
say
fun
that
little
again?
comedic break.
Oh, that was so good.
That was funny. Alright, anyway, let's get into this fucking episode. I'm so hot. I'm sweating.
Let's get into this folky episode.
Oh my god,
Okay.
that was funny. Alright, let's do this.
Whew. This podcast is brought to you by the Social Media Manager Business Blueprint. Just fucking kidding. But if you want to build a profitable and attainable social media management business without breaking the bank, we've got you. Download our 25-day business blueprint linked in the show notes below and get ready to become the social media manager and business owner that you've always dreamed of. Okay, back to the episode. Sorry, everybody.
Woo, bring it down, bring it back, reel it in. Okay. All right. So
Okay.
today we're answering some questions that have just kind of come from our DMs, some things that have come up in conversation, and we're just shoving them all into one episode.
One little thingamabob.
So we have them separated by category, but I feel like we can just go about them as we see fit. So we'll start with some social media manager ones. It is so hard to like talk serious right now. 'Cause I'm just thinking about big.
I had
Okay.
the giggles.
I literally, yeah, I'm like delusionally giggly right now. Okay, so one of the first questions from a social media manager or just like about social media in general is what are both of your favorite social media platforms for entertainment, for your business, or just in general? And I
Mine
like
is
I like them all.
how do you pick? Which one fries my brain the most? Hmm. I would say TikTok is my
Yeah,
favorite for
same,
entertainment.
Same.
Facebook is great for entertainment. Like,
Depending
just
on
to
what kind
see
of
the crazy
entertainment.
ass people you went to like middle school with and like their 7 baby daddies and what's going on. That's
Or
entertaining.
like the completely AI generated stories that are on
Mhm.
Facebook. Like some of them are so funny. Like there was one day that was cracking me up and it was about the pink dolphins. Did you like hear or see about the pink somebody like posted a picture on Facebook like of pink dolphins and was like spotted in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Myrtle
Was it
Beach, like,
real?
no. And people were like, oh my God, this is crazy.
I believe it.
It's literally not real. Facebook is such a weird, like, void of the internet, I feel like.
It really is.
But I like Instagram for business reasons better. I
Yeah,
think it's better for like communicating and for like keeping track of things.
I
But
agree.
TikTok for entertainment for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. It
And
just
Threads
depends.
too. Yeah, I actually enjoy Threads a lot because sometimes it's nice to take a break from like the mental stimulants of like TikTok and Instagram to just like read instead of
Mhm.
watch. So I've been
Read.
enjoying Threads lately. Wait, what?
Read. Yeah, we
I
read. We
I gotta
read
work out my brain muscles sometimes.
every
I
now
do
and then.
logic puzzles.
Okay, how do I start getting brand deals? Um, I mean, I feel like the best way to start is just posting content and tagging every single brand, but also
Mhm,
reaching out to them and being like, "Hey, I
mhm,
made this piece of content. Like, would you want to work together?"
mhm,
Just shoot your shot, you know?
mhm. Yeah, I think shooting your shot is the best way, honestly. I
Mhm.
mean, it's how we've done literally everything up until
Literally.
this point, so
Yeah, I feel like shoot your shot at the same time, like I think you need to like start posting and
mhm,
especially like aligning with the brands you're trying to reach out to, start making content that speaks to
mhm,
those brands. And sometimes they'll find you or just reach out or tag them in everything, like
mhm,
absolutely everything. So I feel like that's the best way to start because when they
mhm,
go to your page, they can see you've been creating content like that. You've been tagging brands, which they
mhm,
do want to see. It's not just like a one-time deal. So,
mhm. Yeah, I used to have a client who in her industry, she used to be like, I really want to like get PR packages and I really want to do like paid content and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you have to start making the type of content you want to be paid for before you're paid for it.
yeah.
Not like as doing a favor to the brand or anything, but like if you've never posted a reel talking about a product before, it's
Mhm.
very rare that a brand is gonna just randomly come across you and be like, "Oh, we wanna send her stuff."
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of not the norm, so even just to show them the type of content you would make for them, you have to just start making the content before
Mhm.
they'll send you anything.
Exactly.
Okay, how do you know what service or package is best for a potential client? I think this starts on the discovery call, but also I know for myself and I think kind of for you too, we both like customize a lot of packages. Like if somebody is like, oh, this would work better for me and it's within the scope of services that we want to offer, I think both of us are
Mhm.
open to kind of rearranging what our like pre-structured packages are. But honestly, a lot of it just comes from listening to what they say on their discovery call and hearing what their issues are that they would like help with. Because I mean, it's also about understanding your own services because sometimes people will come to you and think they need something, and you, knowing your packages and
Mm,
knowing your services and knowing what you help with, think that they might need something different. So it's all about knowing your services, but also
yeah.
about listening to what their concerns are. I feel like that's super like surface level, but that's where it starts is on the discovery call, but also fully understanding what you do and what you offer.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I literally have an example from the other day of somebody messaging me and just like really unsure about what they wanted. I'll just give an example just so I don't know if this can help somebody because sometimes people don't even
Mhm.
know what they want and you kind of have to figure out like where they're struggling and we ended up booking a discovery call after this, but in the beginning, it was like, I don't like the current design slash look of my page. It's minimal and could use guidance on how it would look good. How does management aspect work?
Mhm.
And I basically said, like, it looks like you're looking for kind of like a blend of the visual part of it, but also like probably a content strategy, ongoing management. And I told her, like, I can definitely create like a cohesive aesthetic feed, but also resonating with your potential clients. And then I told her about what content management is. I also told her about content creation, how strategy works, and then what ongoing management means. And she said, I'd love to know more about this. And then she went to book a call and said, I looked at your page at this time. You're a little out of my price range. And I said, no worries. What were you looking to spend, if you don't mind me asking? Like, why not just ask? If that ever happens and people go to book a call because it was for full time social media management, maybe that wasn't aligning with her, but she doesn't know what else I offer. So
Mhm.
she said 1,000 would be my max for now, at least. I really do need someone to show me how and what I should be posting. What should I be tagging? How does the location thing work? I need a good 101. And I said, that follows with content packages. You'll receive a full month of content, includes photos, edited reels, blah, blah, blah. I'll be happy to chat more to see if this might be a good starting point for you. And then on the guidance, I told her, like, I do one on one calls. So we can also do that if you want to, like, do the show her how to do everything basically. And she
Mhm.
said, oh, yeah, this definitely sounds better for me now. And she said, this is why I need help. And then she ended up booking a call. So there's just a little example of how do you know what's right for somebody? Just listen to what they're saying. Like, if
Mhm.
something's out of their price range, maybe you have another package that you can offer them, like I did. Like, my content sheet packages are a lot cheaper than full management. But just
Mhm.
explaining to them, I guess, like what their responsibility will be in the package. Like, if I just do content shoots, you have to post, and that's going to be on them. So
Mhm.
just like being upfront, honest.
Yeah. And exactly like you said, we are open to like customizing
Mm-hmm.
packages for people, and it's not always just about their budget, but it's also again knowing your services. So like for you, something could be worth it as long as you're not putting in the time to post this stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can
Mm-hmm.
always kind of like feel out what will work best for both of you just based on a lot of different things, but budget especially. So
Yep.
that also is a huge factor in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that was all I have about
Oh
that.
yeah. That was
I
good.
think I was gonna
All right.
try, but
Have a
no,
good day, everyone. Bye.
bye everybody.
We've done our work here. No. Okay. Next one. How do you, or no, do you cross post for your clients? Yes, I cross post for Instagram and Facebook and sometimes LinkedIn if they want it. Not many people do though, but
Mhm,
yes, I do cross post. I've stopped cross posting on TikTok because I'm like, we're only posting 2 to 3 reels a week. Like, it's not enough to
mhm,
manage TikTok unless you're going to do once or twice a day. So I've
mhm.
kind of cut that out of my packages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cross post just to Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm. Yeah, those are the only platforms that I offer cross-posting to as well. I don't automatically include it in any of my packages, and I don't
Yeah.
currently do it for anybody just because nobody needs that right now. Everybody that I work with is just working with Instagram, but and exactly like you said with TikTok, I don't normally think it's worth it to do it on there unless they already have an established TikTok, but yeah, I think it's more worth going all in on TikTok than like worrying about if your one or two Instagram reels get
Hmm.
posted over there every week.
Yeah, if like the client really wants it and they're going to pay you for it, I would say yes,
Mhm.
because you also have to change like a lot of the stuff. If you're cross
Yeah.
posting, you can't just use like Instagram sound and Instagram text.
Mhm.
Like, you have to change it to be TikTok text and TikTok sounds.
Mhm.
Like, the way you put hashtags is different. You have to do a cover photo and like a title for your video. It's just different. So like, it's a lot
Mhm.
more work that it's almost like a whole separate package in itself. So
Yeah.
just make sure you're charging for it if your client
Mhm.
really wants you to do that.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so we have some questions from business owners or just about using social media for your business in general. And one of the first things and one of the most common things I think we're asked in on our podcast stuff on life. I'm literally asked this question, I feel like every single day of my life. I have
I
an
know.
I have an unread text right now from yesterday from a friend that I literally haven't even responded to yet. How many times a week do I actually need to be posting? I don't think there's an answer for this question. I think it
Well, the
depends on,
TikTok gurus would be telling you have to post every
yeah,
day, once a day.
7 days a week. I mean, in an ideal world, you would, yeah, post as much as possible that doesn't
Mhm.
sacrifice your quality. I mean, like we just said, even with TikTok, like I do think it's beneficial to post 2 times a day on there than it is
Yeah.
to just make sure something gets posted on there because you won't see anything change. On Instagram, I think I know a lot of the time, and even for myself, like packages are kind of broke up based on how many posts a week you want. And the way that I see it is the most beneficial that you can do is either 4 or 5, just because it's going to keep your momentum going. The shelf life is going to stay consistent. Like you're just always
Mhm.
going to have content that's continuously being pushed out, obviously. But if that is you posting like Etsy template motivational quotes, like then don't do that. Like I think it's as many
Yeah.
posts as you can do without sacrificing the quality and without feeling like you're just posting just because you need to post. Like I would rather see one post a week that is like an enjoyable 3-minute vlog than
Same.
20, 30-second trending audios from you.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, people just panic and I feel like they think people will forget about them, so they just like throw something up and I
Mhm.
guess something's better than nothing, but in retrospect at the end of the day, when all is said and done, it's not because I would rather you be consistent with 2 posts a week starting out than like,
Mhm.
I don't know, 10 posts like bombarding people with graphics or something like that
Mhm.
they don't care about. Just like really be intentional with your content and sit down and
Mhm.
plan for it to be intentional, which is
Mhm.
hard, I know, as a business owner. Currently in that
Mhm.
right now, starting to
Same.
ramp up the content, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
Um, but you gotta do it to keep the business running and to keep people interested. So,
That's
yeah, I mean,
showbiz, baby. The show must go
that's
on.
showbiz, and I'm not, like, coming back and posting 5 times a week, like, I'm giving myself, like if I post once a week, that's good for me
Yeah.
because I feel like I haven't been consistent with posting to
Mhm.
my page. I mean, there's also, like, you can post to your stories and be active that way, but I feel
Yeah.
like the number is just gonna depend on you and how much content you can create.
Mhm.
Just depends on a lot and what type of business it is too, because people don't wanna be, like, throwing all this content all the time either.
Right.
So,
Mhm. Yeah,
whatever works for
depends
you,
depends on a lot of different things.
whatever you can be consistent with is the
Mhm. Yes,
answer.
ma'am.
Next one. What does my audience wanna see from me? Again, I think it just depends on your business. I mean, speaking from, like, a consumer perspective, I really love when businesses are just more, like, personality oriented and they're showing, like, behind the scenes, and
Mhm.
they're bringing me along for things to be able to, like,
Mhm.
see the entire process of something. Um,
Mhm.
I really love the, like, goofy aspect of it. I love, like, bloopers. I love
Mhm.
when people just show up, not because they're just hopping on to say something, but, like,
Mhm.
genuinely care to talk to their audience. Like, I really love to see that from business owners. I don't know, I don't love the, like, basic, like, shop this, shop that. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't work at all.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah, your personality, honestly, this kinda ties into the next question. I feel like a lot of what I wanna say is going to tie into that question, so I will move on to that question and answer them at the same time. Is it necessary to show my face in content in my business on Instagram? And I think the answer is no, and I think this ties in a lot to what does your audience wanna see from me because I do think it's that, like, personal connection that's always gonna make you stand out, but you don't always have to be, like, the face of your business sitting down on camera. Like, I know I've talked about this before, but I'll write, like, scripts for my clients and have them voice record them and send them to me, and then those become voiceovers on our content. Like, that's still giving their personal,
Mhm.
like, aspect to it without making them literally every week sit down and record a new video. It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to just record your voice than it is to record a full video, and it's a lot easier for a client to do that on their own. And stuff like that always does well, and it's not always about like them sitting down and showing their face. And I just think there's a lot of different things that your audience wants to see from you, and there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, and it's all about just figuring out what works best for you. And I would never say to like copy somebody else's content
Yeah.
or style or anything, but it does help to just kind of scroll through and be like, okay, like I do like that. I like how they do that. I don't like how they do that. And it's not about like taking the pieces that you like and turning them into your style of content, but it will
Mhm.
help you to know like, okay, like I've noticed in this person's content that they leave a lot of like extra space in between their clips. Like I really want to make sure that I don't do that. You know what I mean? So like it's
Mhm.
all about, and then again, once you figure out what you do and do not want in your content, it's easier for you to produce that content, and then you can start getting the feedback from your audience about what they want to see. Because I also think there's a line where you have to post content because you like the content,
Yeah.
not just because you know it's what your audience wants to see. Like I think I've said this on here before too. Like a lot of people in our industry will be like, "What can I help you with more hashtags or captions?" And it's like I
Mhm.
know sometimes it's just about like where is there more of a demand, but sometimes it's more about like, "Oh my god, I have no idea what to post about this week. Like I need an idea." And
Yeah.
that's how they get the idea, is just doing whatever their audience says. So I think there's also a line there where it's like there's like just I don't know, I feel like both of these questions are just like a big like
Yeah.
cycle, like circle, because it comes back to what you want to do, but it also comes back to listening to how you can help your audience without losing your sense of how you want things to be.
Mhm.
So it's a lot. Posting content for a business is a lot, and I say all of that as we both are
Yeah.
going through it. It's
Yes.
hard.
And,
So,
like, storytelling is always compelling
mhm,
for every business, I feel like, but yeah, it's not easy to come up with something new every time and, like, how you're gonna tell this story a millionth time, but in a different way and, like, attracting new audiences, and yeah, it's a lot, but
mhm.
that's why you hire social media managers.
Yep, that's why you put the stress on us, so
Yeah.
we can stress out about it and not you.
Exactly. I just do better work for everybody else, not for myself.
Same. No, literally, it's, like, alarming sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
"How did I just do 3 weeks of content for somebody?" But I literally
Can't
have
even think of one post for me.
yeah, I have 3 months of content that's unedited of my own. Like,
Yep,
okay.
always. All right, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do a little Q&A about us. We haven't done one of these in a while.
Mhm,
Since like last year, probably.
mhm.
Would you rather read the book or watch the movie? Hmm, it just
Whichever one's
depends.
better.
I know. Like it ends with us. Like I
Mhm,
very much preferred the book over the movie.
mhm,
So if I had known, I probably would choose the book over
mhm,
the movie. But I do
mhm.
sometimes like to see like who plays a character and like what
Oh,
it's
same, I
really
like
like.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like both, but I don't know, books are more descriptive and I guess like more happens in a book than a
Yeah.
movie. So,
Mhm. I think it depends too, because like, for Harry Potter, I love that I read all of the books before I saw all of the movies. But then there's like Tell Me Lies, where that show is based on a book, but everybody that I saw talking about the book said that the book is nothing like the show.
mhm.
Like it's completely different, just completely different storylines.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on which one is better, which one has a story that I'm more drawn to. But I also think there's like an experience in reading a book and then watching a movie.
Yes, agree. It's like coming to life.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
hate when it's not what I expected though, like when people
Yeah.
don't look the way I wanted them to.
Nobody looked the way I wanted them to for It Ends With Us. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie, but I
Oh my god.
have heard a lot of people say that. I read the book though, the week before I came to you because I wanted to watch the movie and then we just never did.
I know, we didn't. Well, now you have your credits with Amazon, so you should just
I
watch it.
know. Oh my god,
Just
that's
watch it so we
actually
can talk about it because it was not what I expected at all.
yeah. I mean that's everything that I've heard on TikTok from people talking about it says the same thing. So
Mhm.
love that. Okay, another question about us. What's the most surprising thing about working in social media? Honestly, every day of my life is a surprise. Every day
Yeah.
I wake up to see if Adam Story has posted something every day. I wake up to see if TikTok is
Literally.
banned from the App Store. Every day I
I
wake up
know.
to see just yeah, it's always a surprise. But I feel like this question probably meant more about like something we didn't expect but is a thing. But the first thing that comes to my head about this industry being surprising is how quickly everything changes.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think I'm trying to think what is the most surprising thing?
I mean, something I wasn't expecting was I don't think I expected when I started my Instagram account to like gain friendships from it. Like, it's not that
Yeah.
I never wanted to, but I think one of the more surprising things to me about working in social media, I think, has just been a lot of like the relationships that have come out of it in different ways.
Mhm.
I
That's
wasn't
really true,
expecting
actually.
that.
I mean, yeah, I didn't expect to meet 2 of my best friends on
Right.
social media. Like, what?
No.
I know.
No, me
It's
either.
crazy. So that's crazy. I think I just didn't expect how much I would work also,
Yeah.
like, how many hours and just, like, having a hard time pulling away from just, like, when am I leisurely like, scrolling and when am I
Mhm.
working? Like, I think that's a surprising part of it. Like, I was like, "Oh, it's just, like, a normal job. You just, like, clock in and out,"
Yeah.
and not at all. So
Yep.
that's kind of
Not at all.
what inspired you to start your podcast? We can't shut the fuck up.
We needed to talk and publish it somewhere on the internet,
Yeah,
is
we
where that came from.
we do this anyway, so we said,
Yeah,
"Well, why
we
not post to
we
the
would
internet forever?"
uh, yeah, we would be having these conversations anyway, so we figured
Yeah.
why not? I mean, I know we've told the story about how, like, the idea came to be and everything, but I think it was just that we had very similar views on what kind of resources we wanted to create in this field,
Mhm.
and here we are. I mean, that's basically the short version of it, I think.
Yeah, I think just being in this industry for so long, we are now trying to, like, show the real parts of it, and then, like, we always talk about just this world of all these coaches and all these social media managers that are just, like, selling you these, like, thousands and thousands of dollars of courses. Like, that's really what was, like, igniting us to start this in the first place, is we were like,
Mhm.
there's so much BS out there, and, like, if we can be a little breakthrough to somebody new starting out, or, like, somebody that's in this industry and just, like, looking for people to relate to or talk to, or, like, I don't know, just know they're not alone and seeing all this content and, like, trying to keep up. I feel like that was a really big part of us starting the podcast, and even, like, the blueprint that we came out with, that was a huge part of that too, is, like,
Mhm.
just trying to be, like, a guide for people, I think, in, like, the
Just trying
least
to be
cheesiest
better.
way. Just trying to help.
We're trying to put
Um,
good karma out into the world, okay?
yeah, I think we're just trying to help people, but also just, like, fun to talk about all these different topics and
Mhm.
connect. And I don't know,
Yep.
it's like a fun little hobby that takes us away from just, like, we're plugged into our phone all day. And I feel
Mhm.
like it's nice to just talk about things that aren't only about work. Like, that was the whole reasoning too. Like, we both had podcasts before separately, all about, like, social media, and then when we came together, we're like, "Why are we doing these podcasts separately?" We've talked about the whole story before, but, like, "Why are we doing
Yeah.
them separately? Let's combine." But there's so many other things we love to talk about, like pop culture, entrepreneurship, like, just
Mhm.
random stuff like self-care, beauty things. Like, we just love talking about those things anyway, so that's kinda what inspired us to start and connect with people that
Yes.
like the same things.
Yep. Just similar views on where we wanna go in the world, which is another question that we have on here. So I feel like let's do that one now. What's your long-term vision for the podcast?
Mm.
Um, I think that's a very like open-ended question because at this point in my life, it's hard for me to picture anything beyond like a week just because life
Literally.
has been life for the last few months.
Yeah.
But I know that we have a lot of like big ideas for things that we want to do. I always just like in my head see something live, whether that's routine live shows, whether it's us like streaming something live, like whether it's I don't know. I just always see something about being live.
That's
Um,
actually something that she said. I had a psychic reading today for anybody that
mhm.
I didn't mention that. But she was saying that too. She goes, I see events around the
Yeah.
podcast. I see a big screen and I see
Mhm.
interviews and I see events and stages. And I said,
Mhm.
wow, that is exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a little bit of like what we see long term, but it's also
Mhm.
important, I think, to stay in the like day to day and not just be
Yeah.
like, okay, we have this like vision and obviously we work towards that, but it's not like, I don't know. I think if we like look that far ahead, it's almost like diminishing what we're doing now because this
Yeah.
is like amazing to us. We are doing really well and like we love
Mhm.
where we're at right now. So I think it's also like we're appreciating where we're at right now. We are working towards
Yeah.
things, but it's not like we're dead set on certain things or like if something doesn't happen in a certain time frame, like I just feel like you can't plan shit. Like you just have to
Mhm.
you can plan things, but, like, I just feel like we don't always have, like, huge expectations going into things, like, we just kinda try things and
Right.
work towards them, and if they happen most of the time they happen better than we think because we don't have these, like, crazy expectations of
Mhm.
set up for ourselves or, like, the podcast, so we're having fun right now, and
Engaging my heels.
we're gonna keep
We're
having
having fun.
fun. It's fun, we're having fun.
Yes, love that because I do see us doing things live and in the future and different like avenues for teaching, like leaning in
Mhm.
more for like helping businesses and continuing to help social media managers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I've always felt like when you set these like obviously we have these huge goals like in the long term for the podcast, but exactly like you said, it's diminishing what you're doing now, but it also I feel like almost can be discouraging when you're like, oh, well, I only got this. Like, let's just say we were talking about like numbers on episodes. Like, if we're like, oh, one day we want to do this, and we're sitting here being like, oh, but we only got like this amount of listens on this episode. Like, it just, if you're too
Mhm.
focused on the big thing, it just really makes the smaller steps that you're taking just
Yeah.
feel like not as good. And I think that's why a lot of people like constantly have the feeling of like, okay, I just need this and I'll be happy. I need to do this and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So I think again, we're just enjoying all of the things that are happening now, but yeah, we have lots of plans. Lots
Yeah,
of
we take it
plans that
one thing at a time. Like, we came
Mhm,
out with the blueprint and we easily could have, like, rushed and did another thing and, like,
mhm,
put more out, but I think the next thing for us is probably something for business owners, like how we
mhm,
came out with the blueprint for social media managers. A lot of business owners, like, that I talk to, I know you probably talk to, that just need, like, the basics or the one-on-one or, like, what do we need to do? How do we do this? How do we do that? Like, this
mhm,
person even I talked about earlier, just needing to know, like, the basics of, like, Instagram and TikTok, and I feel like we've talked about doing something like that.
mhm,
But, I mean, we have a running list of, like, ideas and things we wanna do in the future, and
mhm,
I just feel like it's easier to look at, like, one thing at a time and not just
mhm.
start a ton of stuff and then be like, "Well, we never finished."
Right,
'Cause when we say we're gonna do something, we fucking do it.
right. Well,
So,
except for me for the last 6 months, because every plan I've made for the last 6 months has
all out of
swiftly
your
been
control, though.
yeah, pulled out from under me.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
also
so
not been under your control, so
yeah, completely out of my control actually. So, it's been
yeah.
fun, but we're getting there. 2025, it's gonna be a big year, I can feel it.
Yes. It
Um,
is.
when it comes to our podcast, what is your favorite episode that we have recorded?
I would say one of them is the one with Zhenya because I just feel like that was a really, like,
Yeah, close to
empowering
home.
episode and very close to home for me, but
Mhm.
one of, like, maybe just us 2, I'm trying to think.
I've
Hmm.
actually really liked the 2 Halloween episodes that we've done because
Yeah,
I like talking about that stuff.
me too. I think I really liked our, what it takes to be an entrepreneur, like, the "You gotta
Oh,
be
yeah.
built different." That was
Yeah,
one
I
of our,
like
like, top episodes, and I really liked that one, just, like, being an entrepreneur, and that was, like, during Thanksgiving last year, that's crazy.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wow. I also really liked our episode of, like, traditional versus whatever we are. I liked that one. I always love our spicy takes, our social
Same.
media spicy takes.
Never run out of them.
Uh-huh. I know we're due for one soon, probably.
Probably. Yeah, maybe we should add that to our list. We're planning out the rest of our episodes for the rest of the year, which
God,
is
it's so scary.
insane, crazy to think about.
2 months.
Mhm.
That's
So let
wild.
us know what you wanna hear after I just got done saying, "Don't let your audience tell you what to make content about." But we're always open to suggestions, and
Yes.
we like to have conversations with you, so let
Mhm.
us know.
Last one is the what's the most rewarding part of your jobs? There's so many rewarding parts, I think. It's why we keep doing it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like,
I would say just knowing I don't know, I love when clients express to me, like, how helpful something is or, like, how much they love something, like, one of the most rewarding parts, I think, just is knowing that you're helping somebody,
yeah. And just, like,
even if
giving them
it's
so much more time back in their life, like, in their
Mhm.
business. I just feel like their work gets better. Um, I think another rewarding aspect of it is, like, you get to, like, work on your own time and
Mhm.
just, like, the freedom that comes from this job is really nice. I know we work a
It is.
lot, but I think it's very rewarding when you can go on vacation and not have to worry about putting time off or,
Mhm.
like, not really having to answer to anybody or show up to work anywhere. I think that's really rewarding as well.
Mhm. Same.
Slay.
We're in your ears, we're in your thoughts, and now we can be in your inbox. If you haven't already, pause this episode right now and text GROUP, GROUP, to 833-459-3349 to be added to our group chat. We'll keep you updated in between our episodes, and you'll have access to all of our VIP info and announcements. And there's a surprise waiting for you right now when you join. We'll see you there. Okay, let's talk about self-care and products. So I think that was the best way to group these questions. So the first one is, can you each walk through your skincare routines?
Oh boy. You got 7 hours? I'm kidding.
No, we can
Um,
go quick. I know I need like a full like diagram actually, but we can just go quick.
literally. In the morning, I just have upgraded my skincare because I go to my esthetician and she's got me on like professional products. They're really freaking expensive, but it's worth it because my skin is like thriving with them. I
Mhm.
got a glycolic cleanser from Glymed. I
Mhm.
use vitamin C serum, hyaluronic acid, or it's like an elixir. It's like a hydrating elixir that I use also
Mhm.
from Glymed, and then moisturizer. And then at night, I double cleanse, use
Mhm.
a toner or like a retinol. I use a niacinamide, a hyaluronic acid, and a moisturizer.
Mhm. Love that.
That's mine.
Super similar. Face wash, moisturizer, pretty much. Um, I actually have I have 3 different face washes, which I feel like is really dramatic, but earlier this year slash like the end of last year, I spent time to like really understand what the different ingredients in skincare products did and
Mhm.
was able to like narrow it down to the exact like ingredients that I needed for the problems that I was having with my skin. And truly, I think that was one of the most like eye-opening experiences because so many times people are just like, the watermelon drops are the first thing that come to my head,
Mhm.
the Glow Recipe ones, like,
Yeah.
those like, my skin hates those, and
Yeah.
it's because of certain ingredients in it, and it seems like everybody else loves it, so it's hard when I think people are just, like, influenced on social media. Something that really helped me with that was the Inky List, the brand, so, like, 90% of what I use is from them, and they're all individual products. I think I've talked about this before. Instead of it being, like, 3 or 5 different, like, main ingredients, it's literally, like,
Mhm.
here's your glycolic acid, here's your hyaluronic acid, and then you mix them together. But anyway, um, the 3 different face washes I use, one is the Youth to the People, the
I use that
superfoods
one
one.
too. The
Yeah,
best.
literally my favorite face wash to ever exist.
Love that one.
They are yeah, love that. I have a salicylic acid one, which is good for
So
keeping,
good.
like, blackheads and stuff away, and then I have, a benzoyl peroxide one, which is because I get really bad hormonal acne on my jaw, and benzoyl peroxide is literally one of the only ingredients that keeps it away, so I do rotate between all of them. Um, but yeah, basically in the morning, I just wash with one of them, whatever my skin feels like it needs at the moment, and then moisturize. And then at night, the Paula's Choice BHA is like,
Oh, so good. I love that one.
love that. I have a retinol. I mean, we could literally go through and name every single product, but it would
I
take a long
know.
time, and I feel like that's better with visuals. So maybe we'll plan a whole episode around stuff like that and come
We
prepared
also
with
use those like
photos.
one with the
Oh,
sheet
yes.
the
The
sheet what are they called? The little
yes,
towelettes, the face towels that are like you pull and
yes.
it's like one
Mhm.
single use. We use
Yes.
those. And then
'Cause
I
there's a lot of, like, no, I swear earlier this like, learning about skincare products, like, truly changed my skin because I also didn't realize how much I was doing in life that, like, was making me break out. Like, it sounds really dramatic and bougie, but, like, using regular, like, body towels on your face, one, there's not only
Mhm.
always bacteria on them no matter what, because no matter how many times or how well you wash something, like, it's been used, so there's just going to be bacteria on it. But also, like, laundry detergent, like, isn't great being,
Yeah.
like, pressed up against your skin. So I swear I changed, like, 3 things in my life at the same time, and now I'm scared to not do any of them. But the benzoyl peroxide, the disposable towels, and spearmint tea, I swear to God, changed, like, I barely get 1 pimple now, and I used to get, like,
Yeah.
crazy jaw acne.
There you have it. Yeah, I just started
Oh,
I'm
there it is.
breaking out over here right now too, but I ate so much Halloween candy this past week, so that's
Mhm.
definitely why.
This year, more than ever, I've really noticed how, like, what I eat directly impacts my skin's health. Like,
Yeah.
I have always had issues with dairy, like, in the way that it makes my, like, stomach hurt really bad, and it gives me, like, gallstones, and it just has never agreed with me. But I know, like, eating or I don't really drink dairy, but, like, ice cream, milkshakes, whatever, like,
Mhm.
I get it so bad from dairy. And I
Mhm.
noticed, like, I only get the oat milk creamer now, and I think that was a big one because I would drink coffee throughout the entire day, so just, like, all day I was, like,
Yeah.
microdosing on dairy.
Oh, yeah, that was probably making your skin freak out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
just
I
finding stuff
changed.
that, like, bothers you and eliminate
Mhm.
or, like, trying things, like, you can easily look it up and be like, there's, like, certain areas of the skin it tells you where it
Yeah.
comes from, and, like, some is from the gut, some's hormonal, some is, like,
Mhm.
period or whatever, I don't know, just different
Mhm.
things, so I feel like it's all your skin is, like, fabulous, like, that picture we took, remember on the
Oh,
film
thank you, so is
camera?
yours, yeah.
Like, "Oh my god." It's the best compliment, though, like, somebody
Yeah.
was it? Oh, after I got my facial, somebody goes, "You have, like, glass skin, like, what are you doing?" But also Botox, that also
Oh, 100%, yeah, Botox has
huge
definitely
contributor
made.
to
Yeah.
smooth skin.
Yep, definitely makes your skin, way smoother than it was before, so
Shout
yeah,
out our
big
injector.
yes. Shout out to them, not making me look 31, it's all I could ever ask for.
Ew, literally. Yeah, but that's our little routines, but find what works for you.
Mhm.
What are your favorite wellness practices? So, wellness, just like anything, like working out or eating good? I don't know.
Yeah, I think all of the
Wellness
above. I
practices.
actually have a really underrated answer to this question that I feel like people don't talk about enough. I love a good sauna. Like,
Mm,
and I actually don't like heat, like, I don't do well in heat,
I don't
but
either, but I love that feeling.
me too. Knowing that I'm going in for the reason to sweat, like, makes it so much
Mhm.
better, and, like, I can enjoy it in that sense. Like, when it's just, like, hot out,
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
No.
But, like, something about the feeling of, like, being in a super hot sauna and then, like, afterwards, like, you just feel like I feel like a sponge that got wrung out.
Yes. Literally. Like, that's the best analogy.
Like,
I need a good wringing out.
I do.
Um,
I need my
wait, you
spine
know what I love
back.
is I just did, with lymphatic drainage massage, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was, like, life-changing. I wish I could do it, like, every single
Mhm.
week because I felt like, if you're bloated a lot or, like, there's just so much water that, like, gets trapped and, like,
Mhm.
you just need to make it flow even in your face, like, I wish I could
Mhm.
lymphatic drain everything every single day, but it's a lot of time,
Mhm.
obviously. But that was amazing. If you ever have a chance to do a lymphatic drainage massage, obviously, that's a expensive service, but
Yeah.
That's
worth it
I
though.
guess, like, a wellness practice would be, like, a workout or, like, going on a walk. I
Mhm.
feel like a walk every day has changed, like, my mental health
Mhm.
because getting out, breathing fresh air, feeling the sun on your skin, I
Mhm.
used to be like, "Oh my god, it's all, like, foo-foo," and it's not, like, I really feel so much better and, like,
Mhm.
clear-minded after I go on a walk.
Yep.
So that's something free, a wellness practice.
That's yes, I agree with that
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm. I'm trying to think what else is it I don't know.
I mean, for, like, mental wellness, I like to treat myself to something sweet every once in a
Yeah.
while.
A sweet tweet, a little
The ice cream that makes me break
a
out.
shopping spree, some new shoes.
My Amazon cart.
Even just, like, making a coffee, I'm like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh,
just."
sometimes like, the way that I use making a coffee as an incentive to do literally anything in my life is like,
Mhm.
it's sad, like, I'm like Pavloved, I think, like, I think of coffee and I'm like, "Productivity." Like,
No,
not even in
literally.
it's weird though, like, in the way where it's like, "Oh, I have to fold laundry. Oh, let me make a coffee and it'll make it
And it
enjoyable."
makes it
Like, it's
better.
yeah, it's so weird, like, how
Mhm.
much more I can and I feel like that sounds, like, so, like, millennial to say, like, "I love coffee, like, gotta have my coffee, don't talk to me before my coffee." Like, I
Stop.
but I mean more like, going to get a coffee, like, at Dunkin' or Starbucks, like, is enough to motivate me to, like, do
Yeah.
everything in my life that I need to do
Mhm. No, I agree. It's like
sometimes,
a
90% of the time.
I don't wanna say risk and reward, but it's almost like a I guess incentive, like, we always
Kinda.
wanna do something if we know we're gonna get something out of it, you know? Like,
Yeah,
it's always nice. I mean, we do
yeah.
things and we don't get anything out of it sometimes, but,
Mhm.
like, things like that I feel like is nice. Like, you go to a workout class and then you feel better, you have endorphins, and, like, there's just always it's a cue and then a reward, right? Is that what the little what's it called? Habit stacking, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, like a cue and then your reward. It's like, okay, if I
Yeah.
get up early, I get to make myself a special coffee. If
Yeah.
I do the laundry, I get to have an hour of, like, Netflix. I swear I'm like a child, but I have to, like,
No, I
have that
really am.
mindset.
I need,
But it
like, a star
helps.
chart. Yeah.
It helps so much to just be like, "Well, if I do this, I can have that."
Mhm. Yeah, no, for real.
If you eat your dinner, you can have dessert.
Yeah, the way I literally have been, like, if I do everything on my to-do list today, I get to order one thing on Amazon. Like, it's,
Yes.
like, kinda sad, but it's definitely how my
Whatever gets
brain
it done.
works. But a special little coffee treat in the morning sometimes is enough for me to be like,
Yeah, same, I look
"Okay,
forward to it.
yes."
Another one, how do you unwind? I never do, I'm always winded up.
Same, I haven't been unwound
That little thing
since
is
I was
cranked, baby, every
I'm
day.
the ballerina in the music
I
box,
haven't
just
stopped
like
going
Walt
since
Disney's spinning.
2003.
I ain't never been calm, not a day in my life.
Unwind I mean, I wish I could say I take a bath, but I don't.
I don't either, I'm not a bath person.
Baths freak me out unless they're separated from the
Same.
shower, I just can't.
Sometimes I do like a
Your
long
tub
hot
is separate from your shower, that's nice.
yes, it still freaks me out though,
Yeah.
just thinking of other people's feet I
Mm.
mean, I literally bleach it once a week and I've never even used it, but, like, I have a few times, I have when I've been sick, that was nice, but
Yeah.
yeah, just on a regular basis, I'm not bathing, I'm
Mm.
showering.
I like to drink some tea. I like to put on a little show. I like to sometimes heat up a heating pad.
Mhm.
I like
I
to
like my
read.
shows and I like the couch.
Yeah. I just need a little
And snacks.
little couch and
Yeah.
snack and a little book maybe.
Mhm.
Just the best
Mhm.
to
I mean,
unwind.
I feel like I could say like, "Oh, I go to, like, a nice yoga class and whatever," but I like to do what I call tummy time, and it's where I like,
We are children. Like, tummy time.
I love tummy time. Tummy time is when you just lay on your phone, and sometimes you're on your stomach, tummy time can be on your back.
Sometimes you're
Tummy time
horizontal.
yeah, you can be sitting up, you could be laying in the sun. Tummy time can happen wherever you can put your tummy on the ground,
Yeah, I like to cuddle my
and
dog. I don't know. Like, I
yeah.
just love to just chill and rot.
Yeah, rotting, honestly. Like, just rotting is my favorite
Mhm.
way to unwind, but also my favorite way to recharge too. Like, if I have a long weekend of, like,
Mhm.
talking to people, like, I have to rot in order to, like, come back to life, but
Same.
also rotting relaxes me.
Yeah, same.
It relaxes me and riles me up all at the same time.
Riles me up. Yeah, I like to scroll on my little square.
While I watch my big square,
Yeah, literally.
the wall square.
Okay, our last one is Botox or spray tans. This is so tough. I would probably say Botox though. No, wait, that's not right. I'm a spray tan artist. I should say spray tans. If it really came down to it, this is where I'm at a you can't do Botox on your own, but
I literally was just gonna
you can
say
try to
that.
spray yourself or do it at home. It's not gonna be as
Mhm,
good, y'all. But
mhm.
I think, yeah, probably Botox because I can't be a wrinkly girl.
I would do anything in the world to be able to do my own Botox.
Oh my god, I know. Well, you could become a nurse.
I would do anything except go to nursing
Yeah.
school to do Botox on
Well, wait,
myself.
did you see the story about the woman in woman here? She was at a court the other day. She was selling counterfeit injections.
Oh, ew, sick. That gives me that, like, literally makes my stomach turn when I think about, like, black market Botox and stuff.
Yes. Boston. And she's open for business still. Like she posted to her page and
Oh.
was like, we're still working regular hours. I think her name's Jennifer. Hold on. Massachusetts spa owner. Here it is. Spa owner arrested for allegedly performing thousands of illegal counterfeit injections on clients for over 3 years. Her name is Rebecca, not Jessica or Jen. What did I say, Jennifer? Rebecca Fatinelli, 38, was charged by criminal complaint and with one count of illegally importing merchandise. Contrary to law, one count of selling of disposition a counterfeit drug and one of selling or dispensing a counterfeit device. She was arrested this morning and will appear in court in Worcester at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Since March of 2021, the owner of Skin Butte Med Spa with locations in Randolph and Southeastern Mass has been importing counterfeit Botox, Sculptra, and Juvederm from China and Brazil and performing thousands of injections of counterfeit drugs and devices for which she received over $900,000 in client payments. It is alleged that Fatinelli consistently represented to clients and employees that she's a nurse. In fact, she is an esthetician and is not licensed nor certified to dispense or administer prescription drugs or devices. According to payment records from approximately March 2021 through March 2024, she completed 1,631 Botox appointments totaling $522,000 in client payments, 1,000 filler appointments totaling $410,000. Wow, that's crazy. Not even a nurse.
That's insane. I
Yeah,
could
there was like
never
tons of
imagine
complaints.
injecting something into my body or somebody else's body, and
Mhm.
I am a DIY girly. Like,
Right.
I am
Ignored
not scared of
regulations. Like,
stuff, but something like that,
isn't that
ugh,
crazy?
freaks me out, yeah.
I mean, that's just like, where are your ethics? I don't know how you can like do that to people.
I don't know either.
Client filed a complaint to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration saying she had bumps in her lips and forehead tingling after receiving a filler treatment from her in Randolph and never received a copy of the prescription for the substance that she injected despite asking for it.
Ew, I really
Um,
don't like that.
She was entering the country at Boston Logan International Airport with prescription drugs and vials of liquid, saying she was
That's
a nurse.
disgusting.
She'd been told the Botox cost $50 through a China-based e-commerce platform, according to the criminal complaint, which noted the authentic Botox cost more than 10 times as much.
Oh god,
That's insane.
that makes me sick.
I know. And she like posted to the Instagram page like normal hours, like still working. I'm like, what the
That's so embarrassing,
and
actually.
you know there's people that are still gonna go. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah, they're
crazy.
looking for that Groupon.
Yeah. They're like, who cares? But she's like, it's lies. It's all lies.
There's no lying about tingling foreheads.
And bumpy lips.
That's my worst nightmare.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know if I could. I mean, I would definitely choose Botox between the two because
Yeah.
of reasons like that. I would choose a trusted Botox person.
Yeah. Literally. Well, that concludes it. If you have any other questions for us, of course, let us know.
See you back here next week. We love you so much. Bye.
In case you haven't heard from us enough today, come hang on Instagram at Socially Unfiltered Pod.
Join our group chat to stay updated in between episodes by texting group to 833-459-3349.
Download the Social Media Manager Business Blueprint to start building your business today.
And last but not least, grab your official Socially Unfiltered merch from our Bonfire store.
You can find everything linked in the episode description below or at sociallyunfilteredpod.com.
We'll meet you back here next week, same day, same time. Bye.
Bye.